Hey everybody, today's show is sponsored by OctoberBlack.net, who's selling these awesome Black Coffee Matters coffee mugs for a limited time. OctoberBlack.net is a fun little corner of the internet with lots of great, opinionated news stories, underground music, and cheeky merchandise like these hilarious coffee mugs. Buy one for a friend or loved one today. Links are in the description below. Check them out and thanks for the support. Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we're talking about Hillary Clinton, unfortunately. It's been a long while, but it still really didn't seem like it was long enough. Hillary is back in the news this week, trying to sell her new book aptly titled, What Happened? Which, if you follow the Donald on Twitter, you already know, Trump happened. But that's not the only reason Hillary lost, of course. Quite possibly the worst candidate of all time, Hillary lost miserably in last year's election because she was terrible. But her reasoning for the loss isn't very self-reflective at all. In fact, it appears she refuses to take any blame for herself. She's taking no blame whatsoever. Here's an example of the long list of excuses Hillary has made so far. The FBI, James Comey, the Russians, Putin, anti-American forces, low information voters, everyone who assumed she'd win, bad polling numbers, Obama for winning 2 terms, people wanting change, misogynists, suburban women, and the list goes on and on. One thing you'll never find on her list though is herself and her actions. No, it's everyone else's fault she lost the election. It's almost like she has no agency for herself at all. It really makes a lot of sense she was the left's candidate, because like the feminists and the race baiters and all the SJWs, Hillary and them all like to blame everyone else for their problems.
Let me tell you who to blame. Blame the dead boy, blame your mother, blame society, blame your father, blame the gun, blame anyone but yourself.
Now it's 10 months later and it looks like Hill Dog kept busy writing this stupid book. Joy. She's also on a little book tour this week that's been its own little disaster. Here's some clips from her interview with CBS News, which coincidentally is owned by the same company that's publishing her book. Go figure.
Can we talk about Election Day? Did you have any clue what the outcome of that day would be?
No.
So we can see this is a sort of glowing softball interview from CBS. To be expected. Let's not forget these are the kid gloves Hillary has always been treated with her whole career. It's not right. They should be questioning her and calling her out on the loss, but this soft treatment is to be expected.
As the polls closed, Clinton's supporters gathered in a New York City convention center, expecting to see history being made. But as the returns came in, the celebratory mood began to fade.
Left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain.
I had not drafted a concession speech. I'd been working on a victory speech.
Weeks passed, but she couldn't remain in seclusion forever.
You know, after the first of the year, I had a big decision to make. Was I going to go to the inauguration?
Well, defeated candidates don't necessarily show up.
No.
But you're a former First Lady.
But I'm a former First Lady, and former presidents and First Ladies show up. It's part of the demonstration of the continuity of our government.
She could have skipped inauguration. No one would have cared. Having the former presidents there is enough to show continuity. The first ladies are pretty unnecessary. No, the truth is, Hillary was so butthurt and jelly about losing, she wanted to show up at inauguration and try fucking with Donald and getting in his head. It didn't work, of course.
And so there I was on the platform, and then his speech, which was a cry from the white nationalist gut.
This American carnage stops.
What an opportunity to say, okay, I'm proud of my supporters, but I'm the president of all Americans.
She even says Trump signals to white nationalists, which first of all, it's not really bad to be white and be a nationalist. That's just Americans who love their country. But we all know what Hillary is implying here. She's implying they're terrible racist Nazis, or something to that effect. And with that said, she then claims Trump shouts out these supposed racists, basically, which of course he didn't. Trump is simply recognizing white men as a valid subgroup of America. And the funny thing is, in this day and age, that's actually considered racist and bigoted, believe it or not. Supporting white people and being proud about your country is offensive to Democrats. Fucking ridiculous.
Clinton had been so sure she'd be the one giving that inaugural speech.
You specifically bought this house for a reason.
I did.
And this was to be?
Well, I know a lot about what it takes to move a president, and I thought I was going to win.
So not only did she not write a concession speech, she also presumptuously bought this house in Washington, D.C., thinking she could use it after she won. And the funny thing is, Hillary openly admits to this overconfidence, but somehow she doesn't see how that's a bad thing, and that was part of her downfall. She wasn't playing to win, she already thought she won. That's why she didn't try so hard and didn't campaign in the right places. No, she doesn't see that, or she doesn't see anything wrong with anything she's done. It's still everyone else's fault to her.
The Clintons had acquired the house next door to accommodate White House staff and security during a second Clinton administration.
And doesn't it kind of haunt you that...
No, I'm very happy we did it.
Please, this bitch should be embarrassed and in hiding with her tail between her legs. These interviews and her phony acting are just making Hillary look worse. It's also making Democrats look worse all around. I really think it's time the left started speaking out against this crazy bitch. She's gonna make them lose the next election too at this pace. Although I think we all know Donald's gonna win again, regardless. But Hillary's sure not helping her side.
At a dining room table in that house, she wrote about what happened.
I couldn't get the job done, and I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life.
So what did happen? Hillary Clinton was supposed to make history as the first woman president of the United States.
Supposed to?
That's how I'm supposed to be. Yeah, that's how I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
Supposed to, according to CBS and mainstream media hack reporters who are in the pocket of the left. The Democrats said she was supposed to win. They assumed they had it in the bag, and that's a big reason why they lost. Is no one in this interview or Hillary seen this? I mean, in reality, no one's supposed to win an election. The only person who's supposed to win is the one who wins the election, who gets the most votes and wins the Electoral College. You can't just say Hillary's supposed to win because she's some entitled rich bitch who thinks she should win because of vagina.
I started the campaign knowing that I would have to work extra hard to make women and men feel comfortable with the idea of a woman president. It doesn't fit into the stereotypes we all carry around in our head.
No, people can imagine a woman president. It's really not that hard. And there's been plenty on this planet before in other countries. What people couldn't imagine was Hillary as a president, regardless of her gross old genitals.
He was quite successful in referencing a nostalgia that would give hope, comfort, settle grievances for millions of people who were upset about gains that were made by others.
What you're saying is millions of white people.
Millions of white people. Yeah, millions of white people.
Yeah, Hillary, Trump tried to get white people to vote for him. What a crime. Maybe if you did a little more of that, you could have had enough votes to win too. Whites are a majority in this country, you dummy. Maybe if Hillary didn't hate on white people so much and call us racist, you would get more of our votes. The rest of this video just goes into more excuses. Excuse after excuse. Most of which we've heard before over and over again. It's white people's fault. It's Russia's fault. It's the men's fault. You guys know the drill. And if you're keeping up, we all know this is just nonsense. It's Hillary's own fault she lost. She was a terrible candidate. Again, probably one of the worst in history. Hell, she couldn't even win the Democratic primary without cheating Bernie out of it. Trump, on the other hand, beat out 16 other Republican candidates. Fair and square. That really says all you need to know about their talents and characters. Hillary can't win shit, so she cheats. Trump faces obstacles head on and perseveres. And I thank God every day that the right and better candidate won this election. Because God only knows what Hillary would have done if she was in office now. We'd probably be at war with Russia or North Korea already. And one last thing about Miss Clinton's book. It just came out this week and it's already getting scathing reviews on Amazon. Not surprising, but what is interesting is there are reports that Amazon is deleting some of the one-star reviews it's getting, obviously in an effort to make the book look better. And like CBS treating Hillary with kid gloves in the interview, Amazon is coddling her by deleting the nasty reviews of her book. So even after losing the election and pouting about it for 10 months, the left and the media and Silicon Valley elites still bent over backwards to help prop up this already failed monstrosity that is Hillary Rodham Clinton. What do you guys think? Is now a good time for a Hillary book and press tour? What are the real reasons why she lost the election? And is anyone really going to read her new book? Comment below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. Thanks again to OctoberBlack.net for sponsoring this episode. Their link is in the description below. Have a great day. day, everybody. Also, quick announcement. I've posted my first face reveal as promised. There are pics of me and my girlfriend up on our Patreon page. Link below if you want to go check it out. We want to thank you guys so much for helping support the show and reaching our first Patreon milestone. Hopefully we can keep growing and we can get to that no bullshit movie by the end of the year. Thanks again for watching and supporting. See y'all next time.
I let it go back to when we played as kids, but things changed. And that's the way it is. Come on. Come on.
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.
One more thing, I want to give a special thanks to these amazing Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. You guys went above and beyond the rest, and I love you so much for it. If anyone else wants to donate or join our Patreon crew, link in the description. Thanks again.
And which Republican candidate has the best chance of winning the general election?
Of the declared ones, right now, Donald Trump.